Elevate Ventures says it has helped more than 980 startups and raised more than $11 billion worth of capital in 2023. During the Indiana All-Star Minority Business Conference, Elevate CEO Christopher Day joined Andrea Bartlett, CEO of generative AI startup Unique Minds, to share how venture capital helped create opportunities in the high-tech field.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Getting started.
I met with Emil, just a few days ago and jumped into this whirlwind of people that he started introducing me to. And so I'm really lucky enough to meet with Tove today. And we were just back there talking about generative AI, which is what my startup is going to be focused on, and how great it is to get in now at the beginning of this curve. It's an amazing time. I'm sure all of you are hearing a lot about what generative AI can do, good or bad. And so I think it's really important for a woman of color to be a part of generative AI and how it is sculptured and injected into our culture. We are a generative AI company that helps large corporations in the pharmaceutical, life sciences, healthcare, and financial industries through their AI strategy, their AI design, as well as development of fine-tuned large language models. So we help organizations take the proprietary data and train fine-tuned models. And the other thing that is really important for us as well is that those AI systems and applications are built and designed responsibly. So we call it responsible intelligence. Responsible intelligence is looking for things and helping organizations ensure that their AI applications are secure, that they have data privacy, that they are ethical, that they are non-biased, that there's fit for use, that there's sustainability. So that's what generative AI should do for our community instead of the bad things you sometimes hear.
So why am I interested in what Andrea's building? There are the speed of change. So at this very moment, this is the slowest rate of speed that we'll ever experience in our lives, right? Tomorrow's gonna get even faster and harder. And so entrepreneurs that are focused on solving novel ideas, when I mean novel, I mean that's complex, hard stuff. Using modern technologies, using generative AI, thinking about the problems we have in all of our businesses in a unique, different way. And we were talking back there, I used the word unique, and I'm like, that's the name of your company. But people who are trying to tackle those challenges using these modern technologies are going to be the next set of unicorns, right? The big outliers. And there are a lot of investors out there that, entrepreneurs that are trying to solve these complex challenges, that they don't show up with a baked product and they're doing a lot of service work. They discount them and say, well, you have to have a product, right? We don't invest in a services business like that. I personally believe that's where the magic is. You can't build something, well, I shouldn't say that, but it's much harder to build something that can change the world or make business processes much more efficient if you don't go through the hard work of doing it manually through services first. And so that's what really attracts me to what Andrea's building. When approaching investors, I don't want to know how the watch is made, right? I want you just to show me the watch, and then we can go dive deeper. And so let's talk about Melfo for a moment. So it really comes down to like this simple. So M is for market, right? So is there a specific pain that you're solving, and what's the solution to that pain, and is there proven demand for that product? Will people buy it? Just one anecdote even. Entrepreneur or the team. So does the entrepreneur or do they have a team that they've started to assemble that has the skills to actually solve that pain and build that solution? The next one is legal. So legal hygiene. So a clean legal structure, a clean cap table, and we can talk more about that later if we have time, or we can talk individually what I mean by that. But the one thing I would say from a public service announcement standpoint is please stay away from safes. They are not founder friendly. A lot of people are telling you they're founder friendly. They're not founder friendly. We can talk more about that later. Financial. So a believable plan. So don't feel compelled that you have to have a massive hockey stick. Nobody believes them anyways, and it's always better to over deliver. And then operational, so a clear go-to-market strategy. So product-led growth, enterprise, channel-led go-to-market strategies. Those are three very different motions. And sometimes companies will say, I'm going to go to market, I'm going to build an enterprise thing, and I'm going to have PLG, and I'm going to build these channels. Those cannot be done sometimes ever well together. So pick one of those strategies.
I would tell people discernment is extremely important during the early days of starting your organization. Make sure you surround yourself with wise counselors and don't get caught up in the hype of what you see on LinkedIn or in some blog. Truly understand the people that have your ear, because the wrong person can lead you in the wrong direction or on a path that can totally derail you or cause you to waste time and money. So just make sure that you have wise counselors and experts helping you as you start your organization, and be really clear on what it is. What problem are you trying to solve, right? What is your why? What problem are you trying to solve? And how are you going to do that in a novel way is very important, I think, for a founder.
So grit and perseverance. I know that sounds very generic, but it really comes down to just grit and perseverance. Believe in yourself. Put one foot in front of the other. People are going to tell you don't know what you're talking about. They're going to go silent on you. All these things are going to happen. It's going to be manic. You're going to be the smartest person in the world at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and at 5 o'clock you're going to be, what the hell have I done? And then by 10 o'clock that night, you're going to be in the front of the mirror saying, I'm a warrior. And that's just the way it goes. And it's going to happen day after day after day, and even in year 5, it's going to continue to happen. But it is awesome. So just go for it. Believe in yourself.
If you have a business story to share that'll help everybody else get started, share it with us. Send us an email, beo@wishtv.com. Up next,